2nd of December.
2nd of December, number 8. Today is the official beard growing competition judge off. The climax. Just a quick thing, really quick. Kelly Slater tweeted today that he's doing CrossFit. So, something's got to be good about it.
First session, they say.
First session, they say.
First session, they say.
So,
he's hooked.
He's hooked already, so happy days. It just shows that there is something to this stuff. Strength, mobility, all those types of things. It's got to be good. The 11-time world champion's doing it.
Good enough for Kelly.
It's good enough for anybody. So yeah, Danny's going to come forward and show us a beer. And yeah, cool. Happy days.
We'll be still hoping that by the time he walks over here, his beard's better than mine. How close is that, Joe?
Yeah, it's close enough.
Look at the thickness. How's that? Good? Both sides? Okay.
Right, my turn. I told you I would win. Yes! I'm going to put 6 stars in and we'll sit. Happy days. I did that for the Brazil nuts. But yeah, so today we are obviously moving up. Hopefully you've been doing all the mobility stuff and the strengthening stuff, because there really is no point carrying on onwards and upwards unless you have the strength.
You don't get any stronger by just watching it. You kind of have to do it as well.
Yeah, and you certainly, you want to take care of that lower half, so when you come through into the core and different things, those types of things, everything's in balance. You want to have the balance front, back, all those types of things. Does that feel right?
They're all good, mate. And we'll show you another couple of things, just kind of building on what we've already learned. And again, I'll probably give you a bunch of different exercises to play with. Try and incorporate them into either your warm-up or your day-to-day stuff. You don't have to be able to do every single thing on every single day that we built from the start, but you do need to be doing a little bit of something every day, maybe picking and choosing whatever is whatever's relevant for the day. A little bit of mobility on your hips, a little bit of mobility on your quads, work your ankles, whatever it is. Take a little piece and just kind of try and chop away at this big tree overall by just taking little slices on a daily basis. And yeah, a little bit of something every day is going to work out a whole heap, rather than trying to jam it all in one session. That's good.
Yeah, thank you. And to follow with this today's little thing, it's obviously called the Ocean Athlete. So we did a photo shoot last weekend with a bunch of boys from the sunny coast. So we'll put in a few photos and different things of the boys carrying it up. And a couple of young bucks coming through from down Maroochydore and introducing this way. Really surprised me how well I was surfing. So yeah, right on Lincoln and Brim. The boys are going well. Yeah, let's do it, guys.
Cool. So we're going to work on. I'm going to give you guys some core stuff to play with. I've got my beautiful assistant Boogylicious here. He's going to be doing the movements for you guys. I'm just going to talk you guys through. And we'll go straight into it. So I'm going to get Wook to hold just a standard. You've probably done this sort of stuff before or played with it before, just a standard sort of prone bridge. And I'm going to have Wook on his elbows, on his toes, essentially like trying to hold a plank position. A couple of points I want to have. So I'm going to have him elbows. A couple of points I want to have. First of all, I'm trying to keep this is kind of a funny concept to explain. I'm trying to lift his belly button up into his spine, but that doesn't mean lift your hips up in the air. So don't just poke your hips up in the air for a moment. So it doesn't mean lift your butt up into the air. What it means is bring your hips back down. Shoulder, hip, ankle and knee should pretty much be in a straight line. And what he's doing is he's sucking his belly in as opposed to trying to arch his back. So show me a saggy arched back. So he's not letting that kind of arch that thing happen. He's sucking it up. He's almost feeling like he's doing a crunch. Just relax, man. Take a breath. Out. He's almost doing a crunching movement between his ribs and his pelvis, like really trying to tilt his pelvis in. Squeeze your butt as hard as you can. and that will make you like one cohesive unit from toe to elbow. You want to be working before you move on to any of the other stuff. I want you to have a solid 2 minutes, one hold, a solid 2-minute hold from start to finish in a prone bridge position. And what that does, that gives me a foundation. I know if I have an athlete come in and they can hold a 2-minute bridge, I know they're pretty safe to be doing most other movements. Like I can start loading that person up with very little fear of me injuring their spine, or very little fear of me not wondering whether they know how to brace. Like I know they have that skill. If you've got that under your belt, so work up to that slowly, work up to that over time. This stuff is pretty low demand in terms of you can do it daily, you can add it to whatever training you're doing, so you can do that. You can just throw this stuff in at the end of the session or after you've been surfing or whatever. That's not going to smash you if you do that every single day, and I would expect it to. So then I'm going to tell you something about, I've got 2 kettlebells set up here, but really it's just anything that's going to elevate your hands. You can do this in between 2 chairs, on 2 phone books. It's just something to elevate your hands and therefore get your butt away from the ground. The fullest expression of this movement, this is an L sit, the fullest expression of this movement is legs straight, toes pointed, balancing with a good strong straight arm, again getting that kind of belly sucked in position. Take a break, mate, thanks. A belly sucked in tight position, I'm really trying to use my stomach to kind of close that gap off, kind of hollowing out, scooping out my belly. Pointing toes, squeezing quads assists in getting that whole thing to operate as a unit. There's no real just stomach movement. This is integrated whole body stuff. The same way you paddle, you get out on the water, it's an integrated thing. Everything has to work in sequence, everything has to work in concert. Same with this. I'm going to try, I would probably work a minute, if I've got my prone bridge, I'd be trying to get a minute of this good quality movement, and that could be not necessarily a minute in total, but it could be 6 sets of 10 seconds, or it could be 10 sets of 6 seconds. Whatever it is, however you need to break it up, get it done, get a minute of solid work. I can modify it slightly. If I bend my knees in, it's going to make this movement considerably easier and a lot more accessible to a lot of people. And again, I'm going to try and hold this. If I can't hold a full straight leg dowel sit, take a break, that's cool. If I can't hold the full straight leg dowel sit, I'm going to practice this tuck position. In between, I can go into a tuck, and if I just extend one leg out straight, hold for a second, switch legs, I can work that, bring it back in, take a break, that's cool. So I can extend one leg out at a time and just work on extending that lever and making it a little bit harder each time, okay? Same thing, work for a minute, solid work, okay? Cool. Next thing, I'm going to go, I'm going to have you do this from 2 directions. I'm going to have you do facing the camera this way, straight leg raise, and then on the side line. Okay, so with a straight arm, feet together, toes pointed, very similar to the L sit position. I'm going to have Will come and bring his feet up, closing his belly off, touch, and then come on down. Cool, and pull up one more time. Cool. There's very little movement of the upper body. Take a break, just drop down. Let's see if we can get it from this sideways facing out towards the and turns up. Toes touching all the way to the bar and then coming down under control. Thanks, mate. And you don't really need to worry about sets and reps with that, because your body will pretty quickly tell you how many sets and reps is the right amount to do. How many is it? It's enough. It's about 3. as much of that stuff as you can do is how much you're going to be doing. Okay. Right. So that's all sort of anterior stuff. That's all frontal stuff. We're going to work a little bit on some rotation. Obviously, with a paddle, it's a single-sided, single-blade technique. There is rotational forces at play, and the best way to train for any kind of rotational stuff, you see people doing all this kind of grabbing a medicine ball and shaking themselves around like lunatics. That's not a great way to train rotation. You don't train to brace against rotation by forcing a rotational movement. You train for rotation by resisting rotation. Okay, so you train to brace against this kind of twisting force by actually learning how to brace against and stop twisting force. So with your band, this can be a reasonably thin band. If If you don't have a thin band, you've just got a thicker band, that's cool. You just put less stretch on the band to create centre of force. I'm going to have all your line on. This is how it works. You're going to plant your feet. Yeah, that's it. Plant your feet somewhere in the region you'd squat. Take a looped grip through and hand over hand, fist grip. I'm just going to get Luke to come a couple of steps forward. So you see that's already turned his body. I'm going to get him to face his shoulders towards me. Okay, so now he's going to brace his belly. And he's going to twist to parallel. And then he's just holding in this sort of static position where he's really quite strong and stable. His spine is in the position it should be. And take a break, just relax it up. Now that's quite challenging just to resist that movement. So there's really no need to be kind of pulling and twisting into it. Get yourself set up, turn your hips towards the band, take a hold, use your hips and your belly to pull it to parallel to your body. Hold, and I'm looking at, again, let's be working up to about a minute a side of good work in whatever sets, whatever amount of sets it takes you to get there. A minute aside, 2 minutes in total, 1 minute left, 1 minute right. Cool. Happy days. Some core stuff for you guys to play with.
Cool. So thanks for tuning in this week. Coming with this one, what we said, a few.
That's what Kelly Slater will be doing.
Yeah, Kelly Slater. Yeah, coming with us, a few little things on the boys doing their little photo shoot. And we'll start putting up we've been doing a few downhill runs and stuff, and took Danny on his first downhill run. It was happy days, first 6K downhill run. Did really well.
Lost my sunglasses.
Lost his sunnies, another pair of sunnies down the drain. Yeah, so we'll start putting some little videos and stuff together and jamming them up on the thing. Like we said last week, we'll keep saying every week, theoceanathlete@gmail.com. Give us a call, give us some questions, and we'll try and answer them. We're here to help. Right on.